So 9th of June, my Firestick has now received a major upgrade. You can see now when I press the home button, 3, 2, 1, everything just looks completely different. And this is probably the biggest update or the biggest change I've seen since the start of these Fire devices. And Amazon say that this update is designed to make your Fire TV faster, easier to use, and to help you find your content quicker. But the question is it actually better? So in this video today, let me show you the biggest changes, some hidden features that you may have missed, and one upgrade that many Firestick users have been asking for a long time. So let's jump straight into it. So the first main obvious headline feature is the whole new redesign of the home screen. So you'll notice straight away that everything looks a little bit cleaner. You do get bigger tiles for some of the content, and you do get smaller tiles with rounded corners for your own personal applications. And you can see now in terms of shortcuts, you do get access to a much longer list of your favorite applications. With the previous version of the home screen, I think there was a total of 6 applications that you can pin to the home screen for quick access, but we can see that the new version has a much longer list now. So, and you can customize all of these. So let's say, for example, I want to move the Mi Explorer. I can now do a long press with the select button. I can now select the option to move. Let's go for move to the front. And we can see that gets moved directly to the front of the list now. This way you can move or you can pin your favorite applications that you regularly use and pin them directly to this new long favorite bar. So again, if I press the home button, so we have a total of 1 click to go down, 1 more. So 3 clicks to get down to your apps and channels. And you now have a massive list of all of your favorite applications that you can quickly access with 1 click. Now, the other key part that Amazon say is that your home screen is going to look more modern, but more importantly, you should see performance gains of up to 20 to 30%. Now, obviously, these numbers are normally very subjective, but I can say that for me personally, that generally moving around, it does seem to be a little bit snappier than the previous version of this home screen. So I would say it is a little bit more responsive. I can't say if it's definitely 20 or 30%, but I would say on a general basis, it is a bit faster, which I'm sure everybody would appreciate. Now, one thing I do like with the new layout is the fact that you do get instant access to your favorite areas. So if you go to the top, you can see now I've got a dedicated section for movies or films. I have another section for TV shows. Then you've got live content, and then you have sports. So if you are looking for particular content, instead of you jumping through a massive home screen of loads of applications, loads of sponsored content, you can just go right to the top and just say, show me all of the live content available today. Click on that, and you can now see all of the things that are available for me. So in that way, that categorization does make the navigation process easier for people to use. But the next feature is even more impressive, which is now a new shortcut menu that Amazon have embedded into this new home screen. So if you now long press the home button, you can now see this pop-up menu, which gives you quick access to display settings, audio settings. You can also do display mirroring if you want to mirror your phone to your Fire Stick. You got the smart home assistant. You have those features in there, and they've also now included this sleep timer. So if you are somebody that watches content before you go to sleep, you can now enable a sleep timer and just say that after 30 minutes or after 60 minutes, automatically put the Fire Stick to sleep. So I do think that's a great feature that's now built into this new home screen. So that's also another positive. Now, another feature that probably some of you are going to love and others are going to completely ignore is the new aggregated built-in live section. So if I click on that, you can see now that Amazon is heavily pushing their new live TV channels. You can see they are aggregating content from lots of different applications, including their own application, and putting all of that content directly on the home screens. So very easy to navigate. You can add in more live TV sources. All of that's now baked directly into the live section of this application. So you'll see categories for your favorite content, whether that's news, comedy, travel, cooking, lifestyle, all without taking any extra subscriptions. It will happily pull that content from other applications, other free applications like Tubi, like Pluto. All of that content can be aggregated and brought directly into this live section. So this is something that I think Samsung TV and I think LG TV have been doing for a while, which is giving you the ability to aggregate your live content into a single home screen with normally a fully working EPG, the electronic program guide. So I do think some of you will actually like this, just because who doesn't love free content? But I'm sure others who have got more other subscriptions will probably just most likely ignore it. But again, the fact that Amazon are giving you this option, if you want to use it, all of that is accessible now directly by going to the live section. Now, one great thing about this new version is that all of your existing applications should transition automatically. So I've not heard of any compatibility issues with this new version. And most importantly, if you are streaming on a Firestick, you must be using a VPN for your own privacy and protection. And I can confirm that IPVanish works absolutely fine with this new home screen. And if you are somebody that cares about their privacy, and if you want to ensure that your internet service provider can't monitor what you're doing, and more importantly, they can't throttle you, a VPN really is essential, because as soon as you activate a VPN, you're now no longer using your own IP address, which is like your digital fingerprint. Rather, you're using an IP address provided from your VPN service provider. You can then change your geolocation, you can access geolocked content, and it really is just the best and safest way to protect yourself when doing anything online. If you do scan that QR code, you'll get a special price just for TechDoctorUK fans, and it really is the best way to support me and my work. So many thanks for doing that. Let's back out of that. Next up is the advanced AI integration. So this is something that's being slowly rolled out to more and more places, but it means that you can now basically use your voice and just say things like, show me movies similar to James Bond, which are family friendly. So you can see with that particular search request, it should then use the AI and make some recommendations on that. And we can see it's found a few things that it believes are similar based on that particular recommendation. Also, when you're watching stuff, you can also use your voice and say who's on the screen, or what other movies is this actor in, and really just get more information about what you're watching. Again, it is something that they're working on, constantly adding new features. Amazon even demonstrated a feature where you can say, ask the Home Assistant to jump directly into a scene, into a movie, by just describing it with your voice. So it's not something that I think people will use every day, but you can see the direction Amazon are taking with all of this AI integration. So overall, I do think it's a good update, probably one of the better updates we've seen for a while. The ability to pin up to 20 applications directly on your home screen, hopefully then avoiding all of the extra sponsored content, all of the extra promoted content further below. I do think it's something that people will appreciate. That plus the fact that you do get noticeably faster navigation in the home screen. I do think that Amazon have done a good job with this latest update. Now, in terms of bugs, what I've personally seen myself, let's now press the context key, which is one of the 3 lines. So we get to see this menu here. So here I should be able to navigate straight to movies, straight to TV shows. For example, let's go straight to settings. I click on that, but it doesn't actually do anything. So let's do that again. So go down into settings. It does not launch for me. Let's go and use that again. Let's try, for example, smart home. So for some reason, that part of the navigation does seem to be broken. Now, how do I access the settings? I can always use my voice and say, open settings. That should then take me to the settings. And I can, for example, now go to my Fire TV, and we can see now my device is running version 8.1.7.4, which as of Tuesday the 9th is the most latest version available for me. So do leave me a comment below, let me know which version you're running, and if you can now also see the new home screen, and if you've also noticed the same bugs I've noticed, where for some reason these shortcuts on this side don't seem to be launching anything. So again, if I go to App Store, it doesn't actually launch anything. So definitely some bugs are there. But overall, again, I would say as a complete update, as an overall update, I would say it does work fairly well on my device. Definitely feels a bit snappier, a bit faster. And again, the fact that you get access to your most used applications directly on the homepage, all 20 of them, I do think that's a welcome feature. So I really appreciate your support. Do like and share this video. Do leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.